Oh, I look and I feel awful. Do you know the trolls? Can you remember the trolls? They had like green or purple hair. And if I shave my beard off, I look like Beaker from the Muppets. It's because my beard defines my chin. And if I've got no beard, it just looks like I've got one big long neck. These are the things you think about when you're in self-isolation. Anyway, time for a shower, I think. So that's better, all showered. Always feel better after a shower. Yeah, I'm having to self-isolate because there's a possibility I might have COVID-19. This all started about a week ago, last Monday. I went to see a friend for lunch, and when I was coming back home later on that evening, I developed a kind of tickly throat. I went to bed not really thinking much about it. Woke up in the morning with, my throat was red raw. Going through Tuesday, my symptoms just got worse. I started to develop runny nose. My throat got worse. I just felt rough, just cold kind of symptoms. Then on the Tuesday night, I was having hot and cold spells. Like 1 minute I was waking up and boiling hot, sweating, and then next minute I was waking up and I was freezing cold. In the morning I thought, there's no way I'm going to go to work, I just feel too rough. So I contacted my manager and he said, well, if it's COVID-19 then you need to go into work and get tested, temperature test. And if your temperature's too high, then you're going to be basically sent home. And I thought at the time, I felt really hot anyway. I thought, well, I'm going to be sent home. But I went down there and it turned out that I was the same temperature as everybody else. My fellow teachers were surprised. They saw how ill I was. But anyway, I decided to carry on working. I just felt pressured. Mainly because I've had a bit of time off sick from work anyway. I had a cold, I don't know, not so long ago really, when COVID first kind of started. I had a bit of a cold and I had some time off then, and at Christmas time I had a blood clot and I had 3 or 4 days off sick with the blood clot, so I didn't really want to take more time off sick, so I tried to stick it out. I did my first 3 lessons in the morning and they were terrible. I just felt so rough. Trying not to cough in class. I had to run out a couple of times to sneeze and to blow my nose, and the students I think were also concerned. So after lunch I decided that I just need to go home. I just needed my bed, so I did 1 lesson. I think I did 1 lesson and then left. The following morning I felt again really rough, really hot, but I went to work because I thought, well, if I get checked and get signed off, then that's better than just going sick. Well, I get to Fitamadagar and speak to the member of staff, and as soon as she sees me and I say how rough I felt, she immediately scans me with the gun, the temperature gun, and it comes up over 37 degrees centigrade. It comes up red on the gun, in fact. So she said, you cannot stay here, you've got to go home. So I was like, fair enough. So I left. As I left, I immediately messaged my area manager to let him know what's going on. He messaged back pretty quickly saying that I would need to go for a COVID-19 test. I would need to get tested to see if I'm positive or negative. And that he will message me with the details later. I'll get back to Yokosuka and I realised I've got no food in the house. I've got no bread, I've got milk, I've got nothing. I need to go shopping. And if I do happen to have COVID-19 and have to self-isolate, then I'm going to need food in for that. So I go shopping and I just felt terrible. I was wearing a mask, I was trying not to cough, but it was just a nightmare. I get home, put my shopping away, and I go straight to bed. And in bed I'm lying there and thinking, I don't think it's COVID-19. I don't think it's COVID, because my body was aching so much. My legs, the tops of my legs were aching. My arms were aching. Even my teeth, the top of my teeth. And I can remember, like a few years ago, having a bad case of the flu. It knocked me for 6. I was basically in bed. I could hardly get out of bed for days. And it kind of reminded me of that. So I was kind of hoping that it's not COVID, that it's just a nasty cold or flu or whatever. But in the back of your mind, you just worry. But anyway, later on I get up quite late, and I see messages from my area manager saying that they booked me in for a test the following day. The next day I wake up and I feel a lot better. I don't feel as hot as I did, so I don't think I'm running at such a high temperature. I kept coughing a lot. My nose was streaming, just streaming. I just felt kind of rough, still kind of cold kind of symptoms. My test wasn't till the afternoon, and by the afternoon comes around, again I feel a lot better. I feel like I'm on the actual road to recovery, actually. So I go to Yokohama to the clinic. I get there an hour early thinking I'll go and sit in a cafe and wait. And very close to the clinic there's a Starbucks. I was about to go into Starbucks and I realised, if I have got COVID, I can't go into a cafe. I can't mix with other people. So I just kind of wandered around the streets for like 40 minutes. Eventually time passes, I get to the clinic, and it's really quick. I get there, I book in, the test is done within like minutes. You sign a form, you have to put like saliva into a little pot, pay your 33,000 yen, and that's it. It's all done. And I said that they will contact me in a few days with the results. So I left and decided just to go straight home. There's no point milling around Yokohama. I get on the train and I get this really tickly throat and I can't stop coughing. I just couldn't help myself. Now at the time it's rush hour. You're looking at about 5 or 6 p.m. It's packed. The train is packed. People physically got up and moved away from me. I had this kind of circle around me where it's clear, void of everybody. The looks from people was just, it was the worst train journey of my life. And the longest. Anyway, I get back home and I didn't go to bed straight away. I just milled around the flat. I always think that, wouldn't it be nice to have like weeks off and just to stay in your flat and do basically nothing? But when it's there, when it's happening, it's awful. Yeah, my flat's not particularly the biggest flat in the world, so you're stuck kind of more or less in one room. Yeah, I'm a typical lad. I play computer games, but actually I don't really like computer games all that much. I believe that they, waste your time. But I just feel like I could be doing more productive things instead of playing a computer game. But I can't do anything productive in the flat. terrible. I get my books out to study Japanese, I end up doing 5 minutes and my mind goes to other things. I've watched a lot of Netflix. So yeah, it's difficult to fill in your time. You end up wandering in the flat doing pointless things. And then before you know it, it's the evening and you haven't done anything. So anyway, roll on the results is all I can say. Roll on the results. So, time for an update. So, I've been off work, I've been off work since Thursday. So I've been off work Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. It's down Monday. And it's about midday and I've had a phone call from work letting me know that my results are negative. Big relief. So in a moment I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go outside and celebrate. Go down and get myself, I don't know, maybe have some sushi or something like that. But I feel so relieved. You can probably tell from my voice, I feel a lot better. I'm pretty much over it. Yes, I'm still bunged up a little bit, but apart from that, I feel alright. So I think I'm over it. So I guess I was right. I guess it was just some kind of coldy flu symptoms that I was feeling. But you can never be too sure with what's happening around the world at the moment. So if I had any advice to give, it would be to wear one of these, a face mask. Okay, I'm not wearing it now because it plays havoc with my autofocus and I don't really need it in my own flat. But when I go out, I always make sure I wear one. There's a learner that I teach English to who is the editor of a magazine. It's actually a medical journal. So all her writers are doctors and scientists. And they all agree that the #1 way to reduce the spread of the virus is to wear a face mask. Okay, it's not going to protect you too much from catching it, though it does help you from sticking your fingers in your mouth or up your nose, but it really helps reduce the spread of the virus. If you cough or sneeze in it, then it's more contained and you're less likely to pass it on to somebody else. It really frustrates me when I see and hear people all around the world saying that they don't want to wear a mask because it's against their human rights, or it's too hot, or it's itchy, it gives me a rash. It's a really small inconvenience that can do a lot of good. We've got to stop just caring for ourselves and start caring about other people. Okay, sorry, I'm now lecturing you, but you know, seriously, it's a really small thing that can really do a lot of good. We've got to come together to combat this virus. The ideal thing would be to just completely stop whatever you're doing, stop working, stop going out, just stay in your house until the virus is eradicated. But we can't do that. The economy can't do that. I need to pay my bills, I need to, you know, pay for the flat, I need to eat. So I still need to work. So we need to be clever. Anyway, I'm going to stop lecturing you and I'm going to say goodbye and see you next time. Bye.